You study how the brain develops and changes through experience. Can you talk about this?
Absolutely. Decades ago, we had the invention of functional magnetic resonance imaging, or fMRI, and other neuroimaging methods. And with these, we are able to see exactly what parts of the brain, of the human brain, respond to different, mental tasks. And because it's non-invasive, we can do this over and over again. And we can see how brain regions talk to each other, how they communicate with each other, and how that gives rise to uniquely human cognition. So that's super cool. And so we have this nice understanding of the functional organization of the brain, what parts of the brain do what. And that's really cool, but what really fascinates me is how did all of this get there, right? Like, how did all of this arise? And are we born with that? So with this technology, we have the ability to scan babies while they're asleep. We're able to get nice detailed images of their brain and how brain regions talk and communicate with one another. And then when they're a little bit older, we invite them back in. Hey guys! And we scan them again. So today we are going to scan your brains. And that means we're going to be taking pictures of your brain while they are watching movies and listening to stories, or people reading stories. And we look at what parts of the brain are active, how they talk to each other. And what we're trying to do is build these rich computational models that are based on biology that allow us to predict later cognitive and behavioral outcome in each child based on their early brain data.
If you can talk a little bit about the safety of that for our audience.
Absolutely. So the MRI device is FDA approved, and we don't use injections or anything or sedation. My own babies were scanned within like a week or two of birth, both of them. We put in earplugs because the scanner is sometimes loud, and they sleep comfortably throughout the whole thing. There's an experimenter there in the room, the parent can be there in the room, but overall I think it's an enjoyable experience for everyone. We also are able to share our research with families, which I think is rewarding for us as well as the parents that come in.
Okay, great. And some of the neat, almost surprising developments that came from your research is these two brain parts, the amygdala and the visual cortex, and perhaps a connection between the two. And what's that connection between the two that you've discovered through these MRIs?
Absolutely. So the amygdala is a small almond-shaped structure. It's sort of like in the middle of your brain. And we typically think of it as like a fear center. So, if you're in a dark alleyway and you start panicking, that's the amygdala at work. If you're, about to go on stage before a recital or something and you start sweating, that's the amygdala. But it also does like positive learning and memory stuff. So if you, we're in a grassy field, the smell of freshly cut grass might trigger a childhood memory of playing hide and seek with your friends. In primates and humans, right, so the amygdala and parts of the amygdala seem to be a bit enlarged. And we think that it is also involved in higher order social cognition, your social ranking and popularity among friends, things like that. So a bit more nuanced stuff. But the amygdala isn't, it can't do this all by itself. It connects with visual regions that allow us to know what it is that we're looking at. So it connects with high-level visual cortex, which is like around here in the brain, in adults, and a lot of previous studies have shown this. What we found in this study was that newborn amygdala is not only connected to these high-level visual areas, but it's also connected to low-level visual areas that do basic visual processing. So it's not preferentially connected to one thing. So some connections, if they're no longer needed or necessarily, they will deteriorate, and that happens very early on. But the ones that remain are the ones that are strongest, and they continue to strengthen as they co-activate.
Got it. And how does that connect to emotion?
Anyone who's been around newborns know that they experience things like hunger or pain, and adults will interpret that as sadness or frustration. But emotions are complex, right? You have to have certain experience with things to know whether or not, is this tree friendly, right? Or is this animal friendly? Can I approach it or not? We have complex ways of expressing emotion, right? So or even language that we use to express ourselves. So it's very complex, and there's a lot of learning that has to happen. So there might be different cultures might interpret different emotions in different ways. There might be socially inappropriate ways that you would express emotions, right? And so all of that learning takes time and experience.
That's so interesting because I mean, if you put a bear, a big grizzly bear, in front of most adults, we'll be scared. We may run or not, we may freeze, but we'll be scared.
Yeah.
But if you take a newborn or even a 6-month-old and you plop that baby right in front of that same grizzly bear,
They might be curious.
right? But they probably won't be scared.
They won't.
Right?
They will not be
And,
scared.
and
yeah.
so it is somewhat learned that,
Yes.
okay, wait a minute, this could be a dangerous situation.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
What do you want parents to know about the research you're doing and how it may help their babies moving forward in a bunch of different areas?
Absolutely. So, one of the piece of advice that I have for parents is to be a role model for how one can regulate and express emotions. So while you're reading a book, talk through the different social contexts and how you might respond, like how different characters might respond, and then how you would respond. Ask your child if they can talk, how they would respond to it, and encourage them to be able to talk about their feelings with you and engage in that yourself too. Talk about how you're feeling, talk about how different things make you feel. And through that, I think you will also learn to be able to regulate your emotions better and demonstrate that to your child as well, and in that way be able to support them on their emotional developmental journey. Cool. All right.